Gentlemen, welcome back to the Tiege Hanley Starting a Business, Building a Brand vlog. This one big, number 116. So we got a lot to talk about, a lot of updates. Probably the most important update that you guys have probably been wondering about since the last vlog is who won the inaugural and first annual Tiege Hanley Ping Pong Tournament. Well, okay. So we didn't officially have a ping pong tournament because we ran out of time, and every time, like, I kept like, I wanted to have it so bad, but we just ran out of time. There was so much that we packed into 2 days, but I am happy to report that we're getting ready to finish up, and I'm like, guys, I gotta go. I need 30 minutes. I need 30 minutes. I need 30 minutes with Josh upstairs, because Josh is the only other person at Tiege Hanley headquarters that's like big into ping pong. And so I ran upstairs, like they were still doing stuff, and I snuck upstairs. I go, Josh, 30 minutes, let's do this. And so Josh and I played 3 games. You boys undefeated. Josh is incredible. Josh, I know you're watching this vlog, and right now, and it's funny because Josh said, I'm a much better loser than I used to be. So that's great. No ping pong paddles were thrown. I did beat him, and then Kelly came up, and Kelly's just a disaster, but his beard, according to you guys from the comments, looks incredible. He's actually shaved it back a little bit, but he still is rocking an incredible beard. The ping pong tournament, I would say that I am right now the reigning undefeated Tiege Hanley ping pong champion, but this could change. This could change next time I go up there. So Josh, if you're watching, which I know you are, you better practice, son, because Alpha's coming back and expects a little bit closer run for his money. I'm so obnoxious. Another thing that you guys kept saying, that I was talking over people. I'm not, like, I'm an only child, right? So that's one downside to this whole thing and me trying to interact with people. But I really wasn't talking over people last time. Like Antonio, I definitely was. And the reason I was sort of talking over Antonio like a few vlogs ago is because I was trying to steer him and keep him on track. Because Antonio can run like long and far and wildly off track. And so I was trying to focus him. So I'm sorry. I'll do a better job. I know it's one of my weaknesses, but I'm working on it. Not really. The next most important thing you're probably wondering about, the Tiege Hanley hoodies, right? I got a little mic pack in here, right? What? Check it. Sleeve, Tiege action, uncomplicated hoodie. We got a bunch made because I wanted them. I told Kelly and Josh on the phone the other day, I said, yo, I need a hoodie. I want an uncomplicated hoodie. I get more comments. I get more compliments when I wear my Tiege Hanley uncomplicated t-shirt. And so I wanted a hoodie. It's cold out. And so Josh made it happen, put it together, and we got them. As soon as we got them, I put them on. I posted a few pictures on Instagram. People were like, yo, take my money. I need those. Now, apparel has never been like our thing. We're not, an apparel company. We're a skincare company keeping guys handsome. But my question to you guys down in the comments is, if we actually, because we've been thinking, it's like, okay, the apparel's cool. Do we want to sell it? Or do we just want to give it away as hey, you've been a Tiege Hanley, subscriber for a year, 6 months, or whatever. Here's a t-shirt. A year, you get a sweatshirt, whatever it is. Would you guys, what's your opinion on that? Should we keep them exclusively for Tiege Hanley, customers and as sort of like a reward program? Or do you think it's something where we should sell them and have them for sale somewhere on our website where people can buy them? Because they're really cool. And I don't know, they're just kind of cool, and apparently a lot of you guys like them. So down in the comments, let me know, should we keep them as exclusive for people, sell them, or a combination of both? Next thing we need to talk about is product development. So Acne is locked and loaded, and it's in your hands and on your face, and you guys are testing it, and everything right now looks really solid. Looks like we're going to be launching this sometime this spring and actually making it like for sale. But we are constantly thinking about other products and what would be next in the innovation pipeline. And so having our chemist there, it was a great opportunity to really sit down and talk about different things, different products. What makes sense from a business perspective, what makes sense from a cost perspective, and what just kind of makes sense and feels right for Tiege Hanley. And I am happy to announce that we've come up with 4. There are 4 products that are currently in development. And, we've been talking about acne for ages, right? It's taken a while. And so for us to want to launch new products, we need to have them developed. And the idea is that right now our chemists will develop the products, we'll test them, we'll do all that and get them ready. It doesn't mean that we've got to pull the trigger on them, but they're there, they're ready, they're whenever we decide, hey, hit it and we go. And so this is sort of tying into something that we are working on and developing right now for our website, allowing people to sort of customize a little bit more and actually add products to their orders, which it's not happening yet. It's not happening in the near future, but it's something we're working on. What is the mechanism? Like when the order sort of email goes out, hey guys, your system's coming. Do you need anything additional? Do you want to add like an eye cream? Do you want to add a wash, a serum, a scrub, or do you want to add whatever, like a lip balm or whatever the product might be? And so it's a way sort of like Dollar Shave Club does it. It's sort of like the whole would you like fries with that sort of situation. And so it's not necessarily adding something to the box, to the system, but it would be a great way for us to add revenue and to allow our customers, if you need a little bit more product or you want something else that we're offering, that you can just add it right there. It charges your credit card or whatever you have on file, and then it gets shipped out with your next order. And so we're working on the mechanism for that. But we feel like that's think about this, right? Say you've got something and it's $5, right? A $5 another product. Say it's a body wash or a lotion or something like that. And, the normal orders are coming in. We've got, tons and tons and tons of customers. And say the product is a $5 charge. Like, hey, would you like to add whatever the product is? It could be, like we said, a face wash, or we're already doing face wash, a body wash or something like that. Hey, would you like to add this to your order and it's going to be shipping out? Say it's $5. Say 10,000 people add that $5 thing. Right there, you have added $50,000 to your bottom line for that month. Over the course of the year, that's $500,000 additional for doing nothing other than offering somebody a new product or something, additional. It's an incredible way to add to the bottom line and to increase revenue and keep people happy because they're able to buy additional, eye creams or whatever they are. There obviously have to be rules set around it as far as we don't want people buying 20 washes and canceling because they only want one wash. So there's a lot of nuance that's going into it, but we're working on the technology to be able to do this. Right now it's not a big deal. We only sell 3 things, but as we add products to the line, it could be a sweatshirt. Hey, do you want a sweatshirt? Boom. Do you want a t-shirt? Do you want whatever? And so you can see where it's a really good idea to do that and something that we're working on the technology, but this kind of dovetails back into the apparel. We could do apparel that way. We could sell it just standalone. And so that's kind of something we're working on. We're developing products. We want the products developed so that whenever we pull the trigger, it's like, okay, this product is done. Boom. And we ship it, we send it to the lab, we have packaging come, it's all ready to rock. And so it's not this year-long process from start of development to actually having the ability to sell it like acne has been. It's just, we need to do a better job. And we're working on it, and we will have some incredible products, and so stay tuned. All right, so now I want to talk about the company Jack Black, who is, I would say, one of our competitors. They sell men's skincare, and they're the big boys. Now, our business model is very different. They're in retail. They also do a huge online business, but I wanted to talk about it because the news just broke that they were sold. They were bought by the company that makes Schick Razors. Interesting side note, the same company bought the skincare company Bulldog. And so they're making this I think, push to dominate the men's skincare market. And so Jack Black, it was reported that they did $60 million annually in sales. Now, our team sort of thinks that those numbers are a little bit exaggerated, and by a little bit, probably like 20 million, but this is not something that we can verify, and it's just our opinion. They might do 60 million, but we think it's a little bit artificially inflated. We don't know what they sold for, but it's kind of crazy and kind of exciting for us. And the reason it's exciting for us is because we are one of the remaining few small people and skincare companies and businesses that has not been bought. And so we feel like really good about this. We feel like, yeah, you know what? All these skincare companies like Baxter of California, great company, they were bought. Kiehl's, they were bought. Bulldog, they were bought. Jack Black, they were bought. All these companies are now even more corporate than they already were. And here we are, the scrappy underdog, the guys, and now Kathleen, gals, who are outsiders, who are fighting like hell to try and make a business work. And it's really cool to sort of be that and to be the outsider and to be the non-corporate people, because that enhances our brand, to be completely honest. Who do you want to do business with? Do you want to do business with some guys that you got to weigh in on if you like the one partner's beard, and you get to come and hang out with us up at our corporate headquarters and hear all about the ins and outs of starting a business? Or do you want to do business and use a product from a company that just is a product alone? You don't know who you're buying it from. You don't know what their core values are. You know what we're all about. And so for this, we think it's awesome. We're so happy that Jack Black sold. Get out of our way. Let us do what we're going to do, which is kick ass. But this brings up another question. Would we, Tiege Hanley, ever sell out? Sell out to the man? The answer is we've got absolutely no plans to do that. But we think that if we keep growing the way that we are, that at some point we will have an offer on the table, maybe multiple offers on the table, for somebody to buy Tiege Hanley. Now, when you hear about that, it's like, oh my God, like Dollar Shave Club, they sold, right? But what a lot of people don't realize is when somebody buys a company, they pretty much keep, not all the time, but they keep a lot of the management and the creative and the team intact and let them sort of run it and do their thing, because they've been the ones that have been successful. And so we talk about it, right? Like, what is our ultimate goal? And right now, as I film this video, we have no desire to sell Tiege Hanley. We've got no plan. We've got nothing other than the fact that we want to continue to grow it organically. We want to continue to do what we can, and we want to make Tiege Hanley the most profitable and the best business we possibly can. And we want to touch as many men's lives and skin as possible. And if we do that, who knows? I can't say what will, happen in the next 2 years or 3 years. But I can say this, is that I'm sure that it's very flattering to have a company approach you and be like, hey, we are interested in buying you and we're going to offer you X number of dollars. But it comes with a whole host of issues, It comes with the issue of, how do you know when it's right to sell? How do you know, like, if somebody were to come right now and be like, hey, Tiege Hanley, we'll give you, X number of dollars to buy you right now, right? And, you see this money, you see a lot of money, and maybe it's more money than you're currently making, or like a lot more money than you're currently making. But it must be I've never had that happen to me. I've never had a company come in and be like, hey, I want to buy anything that you're doing. Everything I do, for the most part, has been lifestyle business, like Pete and Pedro and Alpha M and all that stuff. But Tiege Hanley is different. It is sort of like it's a growth business, but at the end of the day, we're not having to fund Tiege Hanley the way that a lot of growth businesses are. Like, we're profitable enough that we can sustain and grow our business ourselves. We don't need to go out and solicit outside investment. Most like big startups that want to be like monstrous, they need to go and get money because they run out. Us, we don't spend a lot of money. We are very, very diligent in making sure that what we spend is basically going to get us to where we need to go, and we don't waste money, and we don't do things that after we test it once or twice, if it's not working, we stop. But Tiege Hanley has been able to grow and be sort of like this fast growth, but a lifestyle business. Like, this was something happened this year that we were surprised at, that we had no intention. We actually took a distribution, the owners. It wasn't huge, but we took something out. And this is something that we started talking about in the beginning, like, no, everything just stays in, stays in, stays in. Well, at the end of the year, it's like, hey, we've paid taxes, we've got money in the bank. Do we want to treat ourselves a little bit for the hard work? Why not? And so we all agreed to take a small distribution, and it felt really good. More than the money, it's the symbolism and what it represents. It represents that we did a good job and that we didn't overspend, and we can grow without, going and trying to get money and getting diluted from outside people. So, what the hell was I talking about? When to sell? When to sell? Like, if we sold now, like, I know that in a year from now, we'll be like a lot bigger, probably double. And a year from then, we'll probably be double. So if we sold now, like, what would you be selling for versus in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years when you're like much bigger? But that being said, you never know what'll happen, right? Do you take the money and run? The internet could explode or whatever. YouTube could deteriorate. Whatever it is. There are outside factors that you need to consider. And so I guess that is the business takeaway. If you are fortunate enough to develop a business that is attractive to a company to want to buy it, you've got a tough decision to make. Do you sell it? When do you sell it? What do you do after you sell it? And what does that look like? And so for Tiege Hanley, like I said, Jack Black, congratulations. Mwah, I'm glad you sold. You know why? Because you're out of our hair. And out of our hair is kind of a stretch. They're still around. There's still competition. But they're not what Tiege is. And they'll never be what Tiege is, and they're even less like Tiege is now than they were a month ago. And so, I don't know, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit because it's something interesting. It's exciting for us because we realize that they're big companies like the Procter & Gamble's, and I think Procter & Gamble just bought a natural deodorant company that was only around for like 2 years, and they sold for like zillions of dollars. So that's kind of excited that there's obviously sort of a buzz around this industry and this space, and I think Tiege Hanley has knocked it out of the park in terms of picking an area that is current, that is growing, as opposed to receding. But that's it. I talked a lot. Down in the comments, let us know. Sweatshirts, apparel, t-shirts. Do you think we should sell it, or should we just give them away to our valued customers? And also, down in the comments, if you've got a business-related question for next week, I'm going to dive deeper into the vlog and this vlog and actually go through some of the questions. The vlog has been a little bit less question heavy because we've had a lot of stuff going on with the end of the year and me going to Chicago and all that, but I want to turn it back to you and help answer your questions, because at the end of the day, we want this channel and this vlog to be help to you. And so if you've got a business related question, down in the comments, let me know. Any Tiege related questions, send us an email at info@tiege.com. Guys, we love you more than our double monk strap shoes. And by the way, I saw a comment on the last vlog, where did Tommy get those sick ass double monks? The answer is Nordstrom's, the brand Magnani. Guys, you are amazing.